Hello there everybody and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, the channel where we get to play games and talk about nature. Now we are back in green hell, as you can see, and it is pouring. The old man is snoring. And let's just grab a drink while we are here and start our day with a quick hunt. And there we go, meat is back on the barbie. So let's quickly go on the hunt for coconuts, because that is something we still did not get last year. And oh my word, there's another parrot, another macaw back up there. Oh, now that high-pitched call there is of the poison dart frog right over here. And although it says here you can take them, please don't pick them up unless you are prepared to die, because these little guys are highly toxic. Now, they actually get their toxins from the creatures they eat. They develop this toxin known as a batrachotoxin. Now, they are not the only animal that actually does this by eating ants. There is in Papua New Guinea, there's also the hooded patui, which is a type of bird, a bright orange and black bird, that also develops batrachotoxins. So the same toxins you'll find in the poison dart frogs here, you'll find in those brightly colored birds as well. And they get their toxins from the beetles that they eat. So in both cases, they get their toxins from what they eat. So in those cases, you really are what you eat, interestingly enough. Right, now, we just have to always keep an eye out that we're not being attacked by the Waraha tribe. The most likely at some point will come and say hello to us. Oh, my meat is probably burning. Oh, just in time. Okay, it is cooked, not burnt yet. I'll just grab those and perhaps eat some of it. That gives us quite a bit of energy as well. You can see there, the bottom bar, that is our energy. The top bar, that is our health. And the health is based on the 4 macronutrients that we need. Fats, protein, starch, and water. As all of those drop over time, your health actually drops as well. Ooh, Molinaria. Now, this is a very useful plant. Whenever you see these little pleated leaves over here, you can harvest it, because it is going to be very useful. This is the plant that we use to make bandages. So we are just going to quickly chop this and get the leaves, and there we go, 3 leaves that we can now use to make bandages. And we're going to make 2 bandages, and we're going to just harvest the one here to give us the seeds, the flowers actually, that will turn into seeds, and also some fiber that we can use to make a nice little fire a little bit later on. We're also going to grab some bananas here, that's always useful, but we are still looking for coconuts. Still have not seen any coconuts, which is so strange. Maybe it's just not coconut season in the Amazon here.
A few moments later.
I hear something big. Oh, there it is. There it is. I see a caiman. Oh, that is a black caiman. That is the largest crocodilian in South America. And you know what? That's going to be some very good eating. So let's just get down to its level. And this is where the bow is extremely useful. The caiman is not very quick on land. It is, however, extremely deadly in the water. But 2 headshots. Hello, Shelly. Hello, how are you doing? You're doing well. Ah, you're such a beautiful little tortoise. Yeah, we'll talk about you again at some point. But let's get back to the caiman here. 2 headshots will get rid of it. Let's see whether... Yeah, they still have this weird elongated neck whenever they die. I remember that being a feature... not a bug, a feature from back in the day when we first played Green Hell. Alright, let's just get the arrows here. So, of course... Oh, now they also have extended legs. Very interesting. Of course, the crocodile's extremely tough armor. So you can see here all these scutes, these modified scales at the top here, giving it extreme protection on the top of its body here. The only real vulnerable part of a crocodilian's body would be the bottom. So the belly skin is actually quite soft. That's, of course, what we use for leather. And the caiman over here, I'm not even sure. Yeah, maybe 2 headshots would actually damage it or would kill it with the bow. Previously, you could kill it with 1 headshot. I see now you do need to get it in the head twice in order to kill it. This is going to be very good eating. Now, crocodilians here, of course, are hunters along the water's edge. So they would be ambush predators. They're not really wandering around outside to come and catch you. Some of the smaller crocodilian species, some of the smaller caiman species, they actually would be hunting on land. Cuvier's dwarf caiman, I believe. Although, yes, they will be hunting from the water's edge as well. They can actually be a little bit more terrestrial, and they are very quick and are able to actually hunt things, smaller creatures on land as well. But large species like the Nile crocodile, the black caiman here, the saltwater crocodile, As young ones, they may be a little bit more active and run around on land, but as adults like this, you can see how slow it was on land. They can actually gallop quite fast and possibly fast enough to actually catch us, but mostly they would be relying on the camouflage to actually hide in the water here, and you come up to water's edge to come and drink water or to wash yourself. You don't know there's a massive crocodilian waiting in there for you, and then they grab you. Now I keep on calling them crocodilians, not crocodiles, because caimans are more closely related to alligators than they are to crocodiles. So caimans and alligators more closely related. They branched off from the crocodiles in the crocodilian family tree quite a while ago. Right, now let's quickly harvest this big old guy over here. This is going to make us, first of all, very, very dirty, and secondly, it's going to make us very heavy. And let's see whether we'll even be able to move after this. Well, apparently, no. First things first, let's quickly wash ourselves. You do not want to accidentally go and eat something while you are dirty, because that's the quickest way to get a parasite. And then you need to go and find special things to get rid of the parasite. So let's not do that. Alright, we have washed ourselves. Let's also just constantly have a look out. Make sure there are no other caimans coming along. No other predators, no waraha, nothing coming towards us. And we'll just grab this little snail. And then we do have some cooked macaw meat we can eat. We also have bananas we can eat. I'm going to harvest one just to get some seeds as well. And by throwing out some rope, we are finally able to move again at more or less full speed. Great. So we are perfect in terms of our weight up until the point where we now find a coconut. And then we are no longer perfect. So let's quickly go back to our camp and cook up some caiman meat. Now what I am also going to do is I'm going to just quickly carry this tortoise shell over to the water. We're going to just put that on the rock over there. That's going to turn it into nice drinkable water. And then we are just going to plop the caiman meat into that there. And now it's going to make us a nice caiman meat soup. Now we've got our weapons. We more or less sorted in that regard. But there is something we do not have yet. And that is some kind of protection. Body armor. And now that we've hunted that caiman, we've got a few bones that we can use. So we can at least start with our armor. And the idea with the armor is not to protect you completely, but to make it less likely that you're going to suffer lacerations. And, in essence, yes, it does protect you. But the important thing is that you don't get massive wounds on you. And that's why, if you are out in the forest, you do need some kind of clothing around you. There are lots of thorny branches. Perhaps not in the game here, but in real life. I mean, I've wandered through forest areas and I came out looking like I was in World War I, crawling through barbed wire and stuff. And it's just horrible, sometimes. Going into nature, into the forest is marvelous, but it can be a horrible experience as well if you don't do it right. Let's just quickly check on the meat. You don't want it to burn. There we go. We've got some nice meat here. And let's also just quickly sleep, just to turn it into daytime so that we are nice and energized, and then we'll get to the armor. Okay, it's round about sunrise. A brand new day. There's still thunder rolling somewhere in the distance. And we have got a little watch symbol at the bottom there saying something is wrong. Apparently our fats are low. Basically that's what's wrong. So you need to, if you see that little watch icon, of course that means that one of your macronutrients is not looking too great. Now we're going to start out with a lovely meat soup. There we go, 2 drinks from that, nice bunch of energy, nice bunch of protein from that. And actually I think that didn't give us any fats whatsoever. However, the caiman meat here, that should give us, also, very interesting, also just gives us protein, no fat in there. Okay, so fat seems to be a bit of a problem here. Okay, now as it is raining, of course, our tortoiseshell here, that is catching some water. When it is full, what I am going to do is I'm going to put it back on the fire, and we're going to cook a bone in there. But the other 3 bones we are going to use for armor. As I've mentioned, you need some kind of protection, and we are in day 3 now, already in the forest. And the way we are going to make armor is we're going to have the banana leaf. We're going to just plop that down, and that's going to be the outer layer of our armor. We're going to put 3 bones on there, and we are going to put rope, 2 rope to tie it all together. And there we go, we've got some bone armor, and there it is. So of course technically I think we have broken the bone apart so that we've got a few fragments to work with, or little splints to work with. What we can now also do is we can just attach it. I'm going to put it on my legs. I somehow feel that my legs are going to be the most vulnerable part of me. But now only one part of our body actually has armor on it. We are going to need armor on the other 3 limbs as well. So what we are going to do is we are going to get stick armor on the other 3 limbs. Let's see, I only got 13 water there, but that's alright, that's better than nothing. And we're going to plop a bone in there, make a nice little bone broth. Bone broth, of course, very nutritious, so it would make sense that you would actually make it like this. And let's drink, there we go, 10 fats from that. So, great way of getting fats, and our fat situation, not looking too great. We do still need some coconuts, but it's looking slightly better than it did. Now, technically what we could do is we could hunt this armadillo. I'm very tempted. The armadillo would give us 2 things. We could use the shell as armor, and we could get some nice fatty meat from it. Armadillo, you are living on borrowed time. I'm going to go look for coconuts. If I don't find any, I'm coming back. I can't believe we have not found any coconuts. We are going to just run around along the riverbank because there's the greatest chance of actually finding coconuts, I believe, along the riverbank. They would, of course, be floating along in the ocean. They are water dispersed. Ooh, there's a capybara. That is going to be good eating as well. Nice bunch of fats there. The thing is, we already have 2 caiman meat here that's going to spoil. I don't want to now go and have even more meat. I'm going to try and not over-exploit animals while we are in this game here. So it would be great and easy to hunt them, but I'm not going to. Ooh. 2 things. There is a rattlesnake. We'll get back to that one. And we have got raffia palm seeds here. So this is a palm nut. And this is great. This is good eating. That is, first of all, you can plant it. But more importantly, you can eat it to get a bit of fat. Secondly, we also have this snake over here, of course. The rattlesnake. And there he is, turning towards us. He's trying to intimidate us, trying to get us to go away. Of course, that's why it is using the rattle there. However, listen, Mr. Rattlesnake, we actually have a ranged weapon. You are going to just be a little bit of meat for us. Now, of course, the rattle over there, if we just go and have a look there, that rattle there, that is made up of the tip of the tail. And every time the snake sheds, it technically gets another little section added onto it. It can break off at the tip there, and the rattle sound, it sounds as though there are things inside there, but that's actually not the case. The rattle rattles because as the snake moves its tail quickly back and forth, the little segments actually rattle against one another, rubs up against one another in a certain way, and there are no loose things in the rattle of the rattlesnake there. Just checking that we are not under attack by something. It's just the capybaras walking around. Okay, so Mr. Rattlesnake, you're going to become some good eating for us later on. Thank you for your sacrifice. Right, and some more bananas. I don't think... No, our starch situation is looking quite good. But I'm going to eat one directly off the tree, because why not? We are still looking for coconuts. The coconuts have water dispersed seeds. So the coconuts, the fruits of course, would actually drop down from the trees, probably land up in the water somewhere, and then make its way along with the ocean currents and along in the rivers, eventually washing up on the shore, and then you have got the coconuts growing there. Oh, we do have another leech. There we go, on our arm. Of course, that was somewhere on the vegetation. We got it on our arm there, okay. I cannot believe we still have not found any coconuts whatsoever. We have, however, found another little red-footed tortoise, so it's back here where we actually harvested Shelly the first previously. Here we go. Hello, Sheldon. You will be Sheldon, because you've got your shell on your body. Well, actually not on your body, you've got the shell being part of your body. And there's another very, very noisy little toad over here, the cane toad. The cane toad actually indigenous to South America, so where we are in the game here. It is exotic to Australia, really a big problem in Australia. So yeah, don't particularly like the cane toads, but in the game here it's fine that it is here, because they should be over here in this part of the world. But the poison dart frogs, like this bright little one over here, of course used by the indigenous tribes in South America as arrow poison, hence the name, and really a potent toxin. So some of the most poisonous animals on Earth, of course, poison dart frogs. The golden poison dart frog to be specific. Hello, Jerry. So I've now decided to name our armadillo. He's named Jerry, and we're not going to eat Jerry for now. I have got one more place that we could look for coconuts. And that is just on the other side of the river over there. Maybe. I believe there is a campsite of the Waraha tribe over there. Maybe. We are lucky. Oh, before we go over, our fats are looking poor. May as well eat these nuts. And then let's head over to the other side. Now, after eating those 2 palm nuts, you can see our fats are actually higher. So those raffia palm nuts, really useful as a source of fats. Because a lot of the animals that we've been eating and getting, like the rattlesnake, like the macaws, like the caiman also, very low in fat content. Capybara and tapir and peccary, they however would have a lot of fat in their body, in their meat. But the other things we've been eating, nope, very low in fat content. Oh, we should just find the Waraha tribe right up here. Should find the campsite. We've got 3 more fruit here. May as well grab that. I don't like walking through the dense areas because there's a spider. As I was saying, you never know what you're going to see and find. And there is, I believe, a wandering spider here somewhere, which I cannot see. I heard it, and I cannot see it. Let's stay out of that thicket. Let's just walk in the area where we can see what is in front of us. Ooh, sour hop, or annona, and as I know it, custard apple. Let's pick this up, shall we? And then, yeah, I believe this is the campsite. Don't know whether they are home. Doesn't look like it. So, what we're going to do is pick up and take all the spoiled and rotten stuff. There is a torch here. I never use a torch, but very importantly, there is a smoker over here that we can use to smoke our meat, and in that way actually make it last longer. And then, most importantly, look at that. We've got coconuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to stab the coconut and pick that up. Stab the coconut and pick that up. And stab the coconut and pick that up. And now, we are too heavy. What can we do? First of all, we can drink that coconut water. That's going to be nice hydration there. You don't want to actually drink too much coconut water. That's going to cause a bit of diarrhea. So you don't want to do that. But a little bit of hydration is good. Okay, there is another armadillo walking right over there. Was just wondering what I'm hearing, so that answers that question. Now, what we can also now, very importantly, make is a coconut bidon. We're going to just craft... Actually, we are going to craft 2. But first, I'm going to drink the other one. And then we are going to craft this one. Now, I must say, I never know how to pronounce this. Bidon or Biden or bidon or however, but apparently I think it is bidon rather than bidon, as I've been pronouncing it. So anyway, what we can also do is harvest this custard apple that is going to make us slightly lighter and light enough to carry on. And yeah, we've got a coconut bowl. I think now we are... Oh, we are just too heavy. You know what? We can drop a stone. Yeah, there we go. Now we are fine again. Let's head home, shall we? As the raindrops be falling from the sky. And that doesn't mean that I will soon die. Alright, so let's place our coconut bowl on the ground here so it can join Shelly's shell. We also have one coconut we can drink, and then we can harvest it. We can eat that and place 2 more coconut shells on the ground. And that way we can have 55 hydration that we can get from the shells and the coconut bowls that are lying on the ground here. Okay, we've picked up some charcoal. We have got some campfire ash. That's going to be useful to make the ash bandages. And then I believe we need to make another fire. And you know the best part? After that entire trek, we got home and look at that. There's a coconut there. And there are 2 up in the tree. I am sure they were not there when I left on my little adventure. We should now be able to start another fire. So we're gonna start the fire. And we are going to use the fiber we obtained when we harvested the Molinaria leaf. So that's what we're gonna use. And let's just ignite. What we're going to do is we are going to take some of these coconut bowls, put that on there, and then take our coconut bidons, fill it up with water, plop that in there, being very careful not to accidentally dump it onto the fire. Now that we've done that, we're just going to place the rattlesnake meat in there and we'll make a rattlesnake little soup. So that's a meat soup. That's going to give us some energy, some protein and hydration, and very importantly, the food cannot burn. The soup cannot burn, and I think, at least it used to, and I'm pretty sure it will still be that way, it lasts forever. Well, very long time. It doesn't spoil, unlike meat in your inventory. So that's a great way to go about doing things. And of course, now it is time to play another game. It's Stab That Coconut! Boink! Now, if you, like me, end up having an inventory, a backpack that looks like this, you can also sort it by just holding Y, and it will automatically make it look much neater. Now, there are some lovely coconuts up there, and yes, we can shoot them out with the arrow, but why you do that if you can just use one of the stones you are carrying around? I mean, holding G will let you aim, and then you kind of loose the stone, and voila, you get a coconut. And we can do that once more. And there we go. 2 coconuts. I think the coconuts got smaller as they came down from there, but let's stab that coconut. Most of our weight currently consists of lugging around coconuts, though. But this is good eating. This does mean that we are no longer too worried about the fats. Now, one thing we still haven't got is proper armor. We have got armor on our one leg, but not on the other 3 limbs. So let's quickly address that, shall we? We are going to need 3 banana leaves. And now we'll hope that... there we go. There is a centipede again. I was just about to say, let's hope that no centipede made its nest in the banana leaves there. But there it was again. Of course, banana leaves lying on the ground like that, there is a good chance that something like a scolopendra, like the giant Amazonian centipede over there, is going to make its nest in it. So it makes sense. It's not great though. I don't like getting the centipedes, and I'm sure most of you are not very big fans of centipedes. Goodness me, we are very, very heavy. So we're just going to plop down all our sticks here. Go and grab some rope, if we can find it. There's another spider here somewhere. Can hear it. There it is. There is the wandering spider. You really do not want to be bitten by these guys. Not in real life, nor in the game. But there's the Brazilian wandering spider. Ho 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 ho. Sneaky, sneaky little spooder. Ah, finally, some rope. And Jerry's cousin, Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. That should be enough rope. Let's grab one for Justin, just in case. And now, of course, we can craft some armor by taking 2 ropes, a banana leaf, and 3 sticks. Like we had with the bone armor, now we're just making stick armor. Yes, yes, yes. I know, Jake, you need to rest. That's fine, you'll rest in a moment. We're just going to armor up, okay? And we can repeat this twice more. And I believe the armor, as you have made it, actually contributes to your weight. However, once you equip it, it is no longer part of the weight you are carrying around. So, we are not over-encumbered. Now, let's head home before we pass out, because you can see there our energy levels are extremely low. We are going to pass out soon. And if we do, or when we do, there we are potentially going to get worms burrowing under our skin. And we don't want that. That is not pleasant at all. So let's go and just rest a little bit. Right. A full night's rest. Marvelous. Hello, Jerry. I see you there. Yeah, Jerry's out. Very, very cute. Alright, let's have some breakfast, shall we? Oh, our fruit has spoiled. However, we can harvest this. That should give us a larva. There we go. Larva, of course, we can use in fishing. So, of course, with the spoilage of food, you can't just hoard everything the whole time. You need to keep on moving, keep on living off the land sustainably. You can't just harvest everything and leave nothing for later. So, like this one macaw that we have shot here now, this is going to be it. This is going to be our breakfast. We're not going to now go and shoot 50 more macaws. I've lost my arrow. It may have broken. Or it may be somewhere. Oh, it's lying down there. There we go. Okay, so this macaw now we can harvest. We're going to put that on the fire. And I have, of course, let my fire burn out once more. But there is a reason for that. And that is because the ash and the charcoal that we get, extremely, extremely useful. There we go. We're just going to drink our coconut bowls here. And I believe we can then also start one more fire. Let's try not to let this one die. There we go. It is ignited. Again, we're just going to put some water into the coconut bowls here. It looks like we could use with some fats. So we are just going to drink the coconuts, harvest the coconuts, eat the coconuts. Unfortunately, in theory at least, our little guy now would suffer from some very, very horrible diarrhea, which you don't want, because that means you're going to become dehydrated. But oh well, our little guy is living in the Amazon. There is more than enough water, although it is dirty water, so you may not want to drink it. Yeah, you really shouldn't just be drinking this, overall. But let's see here now. We can, of course, now that we've got some clean water here in the coconut bowls, we can, of course, just put in some meat there, and it's going to make us some nice soup. Now, one last thing. We, of course, have got these snails in here. Where is our snail? Mystery snail. Oh, it's spoiled. Okay, so there was a mystery snail. We did pick up a mystery snail. You don't want to just eat raw snails. Not in the game, not in real life either. I think in the game it gives you... It results in your sanity dropping, which you don't want. You don't want to be chased by imaginary tribesmen. But in real life, what could happen is you could be infected with a parasite known as rat lungworm. And that results in a major problem. If you get it in as a human, it would migrate very often to your brain and results in your brain swelling up. And basically, it's really, really horrible. Many people, if you don't die from it, you will be really, really severely hampered in life. And there have been records of this all over the world. And in South Africa, for example, it can happen. You don't want to eat raw snails. You want to make sure you wash your veggies very carefully so you don't accidentally ingest a slug or a snail. You don't want to eat raw slugs or snails on a dare, because that's very often what happens is people are dared to eat a raw slug and then they go, oh, okay, fine, I will. And then they get infected with a rat lungworm. And that's not worth it. So, yeah, please make sure that if you do eat snails, it is properly cooked. Or, best of all, just stay away from it. Don't eat it. But I think on that horrific note, that is where we are going to call it today, everybody. So thank you very much for joining us. We have progressed a little bit. We finally are wearing some armor. We have started cooking a whole bunch of stuff. We have coconuts. Can you believe it? We have finally got some coconuts. We have made it across the river to the one little settlement over there. And next time, I believe, we are going to go exploring a little bit more, because this base, it's great to start out, but we need a bigger space, and we are going to probably head into the jungle in that direction. So if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really helps the channel to grow. And of course, stay tuned for more here on Ecologist Plays. And until next time, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye.